In this video, we are going to learn how to prepare receivables aging or payables aging in Microsoft Excel. Here we have sales invoices data in which we have invoice number, customer name, invoice date and amount for these invoices. Let's say we need to prepare receivables aging from this data. Irrespective of we are preparing receivables aging or payables aging, the procedure and all the steps are exactly same. So as we said, we need to prepare receivables aging from this data. To prepare receivables aging, we need to have due date for all of these invoices. We can see that we have only the invoice date for these invoices. For sake of understanding, we suppose that our company has 45 days payment terms. If we write here 45, so meaning of 45 days payment term is that after 45 days from the invoice date, this invoice will be due. Just let me write here due date. So if we have 45 days payment terms, the due date will be invoice date plus 45 days. So meaning for this invoice we have invoice date 6 January 2025. If we have payment terms 45 days, after 45 days from the invoice date, the due date would be 20th February 2025. So as we said, we have supposed that payment term for our company is 45 days. We will drag this 45 days for all of these invoices. We will drag this formula so that we can have due date for all of these invoices. After we have due date, we need to identify that which of these invoices are due, and if any invoice is due, it has been how many days this invoice is due. So let me write here days invoice overdue. So to proceed for aging, we need to find out here that how many days each invoice has been due. As a starting point, just let me show you, we will use a today function. If we will use today function, it will give us today's date. We can see today's date is August 17th, 2025. So to find out as of today, this invoice is due or no, how many days it has been due, what we will do simply, we will use today function that will give us today's date minus the date on which this invoice became overdue. Enter. We need to change the format, actually change general, and here we have answer 178. So meaning of answer 178 is that this invoice has been due since 178 days. Let me drag this formula down. If we will go down, you will see that for some of the invoices the answer is in negative. If the answer is in negative, so simply meaning is these invoices are not overdue, because as we said, today's date is August 17, 2025. Here we can see due date for this invoice is August 18, 2025. So there is still 1 day when this invoice will be overdue. After 4 days, this invoice will be overdue. Now we have number of days for all of these invoices, that all of these invoices or each of these invoices is overdue. Now we need to assign aging bucket to all of these invoices. Let me write here aging bucket. To assign the aging bucket, we will add here some data 0, 30, 60, 90, 120. For 0, we will write here not yet overdue. For 30, we will write 1 to 30 days overdue. For 60, obviously we will write 31 to 60 days overdue. For 90, we will write 61 to 90 days overdue. For 120, we will again write 91 to 120 days overdue, and above 120, we will write over 120 days overdue. So now we have data that will help us to create here aging bucket or to assign aging bucket to all of these invoices. So to assign aging bucket, we will use here if function, equal sign, if function open parenthesis. Just let me put it aside. So in if function, what we need to put the logical test, if this number of days is less than or equal to 0, this 0, then what we want answer, we want answer the invoice is not yet overdue. Otherwise, again we will use if function. If again this number of days is smaller than or equal to 30, then what we want answer, 1 to 30 days overdue. Similarly, we will use all of these terms. If this number of days is less than or equal to 60, then we want answer this. Otherwise, again we will use if function. If this number of days is less than or equal to this 90, then we will use, we want this answer. Again if function. If this number of days is less than or equal to 120, then we want answer this one. Otherwise, we want this answer. So close parentheses, we will close all the parentheses, we will press enter, and here we have answer for this invoice. As we can see, our due days are 178. So it is logical that we have here answered our 120 days overdue. So now what I will do, I will just lock all these cells using the F4 key. So I have been logged all these cells. I will drag this formula down, and here we can see that we have assigned aging bucket to all of these invoices. For example, here you can see, as we said, for any invoice, the answer is in negative. The invoice is not yet due. So we can see here for all the invoices, we have answered in negative. We have aging bucket, invoice is not yet due. Now we need to use the pivot table to summarize our data and prepare the aging analysis. What we will do, we will use insert tab. We will go to pivot table, we will select pivot table, we will go for OK, and here we can create the aging analysis. First of all, we need to drop the customer in rows field. So we have here all the customer to home. For home, we have the sales invoices. Then we will drop the amount in values. Here we have total sales for each of these customers. Now to prepare the aging analysis, we need to simply put the aging bucket and we need to drop under the column, and instantly we have here the aging analysis. We simply need to arrange it a little bit. This category we will put at start. We will change the format, and here we have aging analysis from our data. Now maybe somebody may have question, okay, this is the status as of today. Maybe after 1 week, 2 weeks, or maybe after 1 month, when some of the invoices will be paid from this data, how we can reflect here, how we can reflect or how we can update our aging analysis only for unpaid invoices. This is quite simple. For this, we will add here one more column, payment status. Under payment status header, we can add payment status for all of these invoices. So what we will do, we will write here paid, we will write here unpaid. For all of these cells, we will use here, we will insert here a drop down list. To insert a drop down list, we will go to data tab, we will go to data validation, we will select the list. Here we will select this list, paid unpaid. We will go for OK. Let's say for time being, I will put here all the invoices unpaid. Now, as we know, we created pivot table for all of these columns. We don't have pivot table, or we don't have this column in our pivot table. So we need to include this column as well in our pivot table. What we will simply do, we will go to pivot table analyze. We will click on this change data source, and you can see this column is not included. So what we will do, we will simply select all the columns, we will go for OK. We will refresh our pivot table, and we can see here we have payment status as well. We will simply drag it in filter, and from here you can see we can choose anything. As of now, we have only the unpaid invoices, but let's say for sake of understanding, we say that okay, some of these invoices are paid. I will just randomly select some invoices and I will change the status to paid. As I said, I will change the status to paid. Now I will go back to our aging analysis. We will just refresh, and here you can see we have paid and unpaid. Currently we have these figures, but let's say we need to prepare aging analysis for unpaid invoices. We will simply uncheck paid. We will go for OK, and you can see these figures have been changed, and we have aging analysis only for the invoices that are unpaid as of today. So friends, that's it. This is the how we can prepare aging analysis for receivables or payables. As we have discussed already, whatever you are going to prepare, payables or receivables, the procedure and steps would be exactly same. Hope you like today's video. If you like this video, please don't forget to give thumbs up. Don't forget to share this knowledge with your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe this channel.